Hey you guys, it's Trinity. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. I have been getting flooded with questions regarding how I've managed to grow my hair out super long and length retention. So I wanted to come on here and give you guys my best advice regarding how to grow your hair out. So first things first, we have to acknowledge the fact that genetics do play a role in hair growth. Everybody's hair naturally grows at different paces, so keep that in mind, but also keep in mind that we can't change genetics, but we can change how we treat our hair, and that's what I want to focus on today. So first things first is scalp massages. Massage your scalp, okay? By massaging your scalp, you promote blood flow to the scalp, which therefore promotes hair growth, because it basically kind of wakes up your hair follicles and it'll make them more active. So you can massage your scalp whenever you're shampooing your hair, whenever you're doing hot oil treatments, or you can just massage your scalp throughout the week. I have this bottle that I got from Whole Foods, and I basically filled it up with oils that all promote hair growth. So in here I have castor oil, peppermint oil, and lavender oil. So it basically has like a dropper to where I can put it directly on my scalp. And I will put it onto my scalp and I will massage my scalp for about 5 to 10 minutes, like every 3 nights if I can remember. By doing that, like I said, you promote blood flow, therefore you promote hair growth. So I would definitely recommend that if you are interested in growing your hair out. So the second tip that I have kind of goes along with the first one. It's using things that you know help with hair growth. And if you don't know what helps with hair growth, castor oil, peppermint oil, and lavender oil, and I'm sure much more things help with hair growth. Stop focusing so much on products that say hair growth and focus on the specific things like castor oil, peppermint oil, lavender oil, and everything else that focuses on hair growth. So what you can do is massage your scalp with lavender oil, peppermint oil, castor oil. Steal your hair with castor oil. Add castor oil to your deep conditioners. Incorporate those oils into your hair care regimen so that you can get the best of those oils that all promote hair growth. Number 3 is to chill out with the heat. And when I say heat, I mean straightening your hair. I try my best to only straighten my hair once a year because I'm always curious to see how long my hair is within 12 months. I went through a phase whenever I first went natural where I was straightening my hair probably like every 2 to 3 months for a year straight. I noticed that my hair was like the same length for that entire year every single time that I straightened it. What was happening was I was basically just stunting my hair growth because I wasn't giving my hair a chance to actually grow because I would go and fry it every 2 months. Now mind you, some people's hair can manage heat better than others, and I know personally my hair can't take a whole lot of heat, so I know to calm down regarding heat because it can stunt my hair growth. Everybody's hair is different. I have a homegirl who has curly hair just like, us. She straightens her hair probably like every 4 months and her hair looks fine. It's like there's no problem with it at all. But I know for me, I cannot do that and have the hair growth that I have within 12 months if I were to straighten my hair 3 times within those 12 months. So know your hair, know how much heat your hair can take. Tip number 4 is a really big one. You have to create a regimen and a schedule for your hair. And this really changed the game for me because in reality, with natural hair, and I feel like hair in general, consistency is key. So first things first, you have to know how often you're gonna wash your hair. That is different for everybody. So I personally wash my hair once a week because that works best for me. If I wash my hair more than that, my hair will be super dry. If I wash my hair less than that, meaning like if I were to wash my hair every 2 weeks, that's a problem for me as well. I know that for me, washing my hair once a week works great. That doesn't mean that you should wash your hair once a week. Do what works best for you and stick to that regarding when you wash your hair. So that way you know what day you're going to shampoo, what day you're going to deep condition, what day you're going to moisturize and style your hair and seal it in, and you know the next time that you're going to do that, that specific day you're going to do that. I wash my hair every single Sunday. So every single Sunday, I shampoo, detangle, deep condition, and style my hair. Every other Sunday, I do hot oil treatments before I shampoo, detangle, deep condition, and style my hair. Because that's my regimen. That is like my particular schedule that I know what I'm gonna do every time I wash my hair. I know when Sunday's coming up in 2 days that it's time for me to wash my hair. So you have to have clean hair at an appropriate time. So if you're washing your hair too much, your hair is going to end up being dry because you never have moisturized hair because you're always shampooing all the moisture out of it. And if you're waiting too long to wash your hair is still going to be dry that way as well, because now you've created a barrier on top of your hair and your moisture can't get in. So know when to wash your hair. Know how to create your schedule. Figure out when is the appropriate time for you to wash your hair. Create a regimen, create a schedule of when you're going to shampoo your hair, when you're going to deep condition it and restyle it, all that good stuff. Figure out a schedule and a regimen and stick to it. So tip number 5 is to get rid of damage. Whether it's color damage, heat damage, or chemical damage, I personally would suggest to just get rid of it. Simply because I feel as though it does way more harm than good by keeping it on your hair, because a lot of times, for example, if you have a strand of hair and the end of that strand is broken off, what good does it do the rest of the strand if you constantly have this breakage stuck to the end? Or for example, split ends. The longer that you keep that split end on your hair, the further it goes up and damages perfectly good hair. So if you know that you have heat damage, color damage, chemical damage, or just split ends, something super simple like you just need a trim, go ahead and cut it off. Because in reality, all you're doing is damaging the rest of your hair that's perfectly fine. Number 6 kind of goes along with tip number 5, trim your hair when necessary. I hate when people say, you need to trim your hair every 6 weeks, you need to trim your hair every 2 months, you need to trim your hair every 3 months. You can't tell somebody when to trim their hair and how often that they need to trim their hair. Because in reality, we all have different types of hair. Our hair is all doing different types of things. For example, say person A doesn't take care of their hair. Their hair is crispity, crunchy, dry, 24/7, is breaking off and is damaged, and they don't care. Person B has very much so healthy hair, a deep condition, they take care of their hair is like flourishing. You can't tell them both to trim every 6 weeks because Shawty A might need a trim a whole lot more frequently than person B does. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell everybody when to cut their hair, because at the end of the day, everybody's different. You don't know what's going on with everybody's head, so you can't give a generalized statement like that to everyone. That's not how that goes. I personally trim my hair when I feel like my hair needs a trim. If I'm being honest, I don't even trim my hair, I dust my hair. And I can make a video on how I dust my hair if you guys want. Basically, dusting is just trimming specific strands, and it takes a very long time, but for me, I find it worth it because I feel like trimming my hair is a waste of healthy hair. Because basically, if I were to trim this whole back section, like here's my hair, right? Just just blunt cut it off, right? Not every single one of them strands was damaged. Not every single one of them strands had a split end. So why am I cutting off every single strand? Like I'm greedy, I'm greedy with my hair like that, but I feel like that's why my hair is about to be at waist length, because I don't cut off my hair if I don't feel like it needs to be cut off. Like, it is what it is. So trim your hair when necessary. Don't listen to anybody else regarding when your hair needs to be trimmed. When your hair needs to be trimmed, you will notice. You will see that your ends are looking dusty, and that if they're split, you know that it's time to go ahead and dust or trim. But don't listen to anybody else. Trim your hair when necessary. Tip number 7 is to protect your hair at night. Y'all, it don't make no sense to be rolling around on cotton pillowcases all throughout the night. Do you realize how counterproductive that is? Like, you shampoo your hair, you do hot oil treatments, you deep condition, you moisturize it, you seal it in, and you're spritzing your hair every day to re-moisturize it. You got the rose water over here, you got the aloe vera over here. You're doing all this extra TLC just to log roll on a cotton pillowcase for 8 hours every night.
Like, are you dumb?
That makes no sense. Like, that's 8 hours of you rubbing against cotton, drying your hair out. Does that make sense? I don't think that makes sense at all. There are 3 ways to go about this, okay? The first way is wearing a bonnet. If you're into bonnets, wear a bonnet. It's basically like a silk or satin shower cap. If you don't know what a bonnet is, you just put it on top of your hair like a little hat and you go to sleep in it. It's really simple. Step 2, wear a silk or satin scarf to bed. It's really simple. You can tie, there are a million ways to tie your scarf at night. Find a way to tie your hair up the way that you want, that works for you, and do that. Or tip number 3, if you feel like you're the kind of person who's kind of like me, your bonnet always coming off at night, your scarf always coming off at night, invest in a silk or satin pillowcase. They're like $2 or $3. They're not that bad. Like, would you rather sleep on a cotton pillowcase for 8 hours a night or spend $2 or $3 on a silk or satin pillowcase and have your hair not break off? Like, protect your hair while you're asleep, guys. Just because you're asleep doesn't mean that you don't protect your hair. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand that. Oh, and if you don't want to buy a silk or satin pillowcase, I do this whenever mine's in the wash. Get your silk or satin scarf and just lay it on top of your pillow and sleep on that. It works as a silk or satin pillowcase. If you don't want to buy one, or if yours is lost or whatever the case may be, grab you a scarf, a silk or satin scarf, and put it over your pillow and just sleep on that. It works just as fine. Please protect your hair at night. I cannot stress this enough. That is like my biggest pet peeve, to see curly hair or any hair, because it's bad for everybody's hair. Cotton will dry your hair out. So do not just be rolling around on it for 8 to 10 hours every night, okay? Like, you're tripping. Don't do that. Tip number 8 is to focus on the health of your hair, not the growth, and to stop staring at your hair. So whenever I first cut my hair in the 8th grade, I would literally sit and stare at it for like a good hour and a half every single day, waiting to see if my afro was getting bigger. And for sure, it wasn't. You know why? Because I was constantly staring at it. I wasn't even focused on the health of my hair. I just wanted to know if it was actually growing. And I realized that, one, staring at your hair every day is going to make you feel like crap, because your hair doesn't grow a whole lot within a 24-hour span. So stop looking at it every single day. Stop looking for growth every single day. Cut your hair some slack and just like chill with the staring contest, okay? My mom like straight up told me, you're too worried about growth. All you do is wait for your hair to grow. Stop looking at it and your hair's gonna start growing. So I intentionally took that and ran with it. I stopped actually looking at my hair for growth for about 4 months, and I was just focusing on washing my hair, deep conditioning, scalp massages, the health of my hair, styling my hair, hot oil treatments, aloe vera treatments. Basically anything that I could do to make my hair grow and to make my hair healthy. Health don't come with growth. Growth comes with health. Like, you can't, that's not how that goes. You have to focus on making your hair healthy for your hair to grow. And so once I intentionally started focusing solely on health and ignoring the actual state or speed of growth, that's when I realized, like, my hair is actually growing. I was like, hold up. Like, before I knew it, hair was long enough to put in a ponytail. But before, when I was just staring at my 1 inch, I was like, this ain't it, chief. Like, I wasn't rocking with it. But once I realized it's not about the growth, it's about the health of your hair, and then your hair will grow, my hair started sprouting like wildfire. So just focus on your health. Stop focusing on actual growth and watch. Your hair is gonna literally start growing. Tip number 9 is knowing what exactly a protective style is and knowing how to do it properly, okay? So your style depends on whatever it is that you are protecting your hair from. So even a bun just like this can be considered a protective style, because in reality, wearing your hair out and exposed all the time can be a bit damaging. Here's one reason why: the weather. Here's another reason why: cotton. Whenever your ends are constantly rubbing against this cotton, it dries your hair out and it can make your hair more prone to breakage and split ends. So by wearing my hair up, whether it's a high bun, a low bun, whatever the case may be, if your hair is up and your ends are tucked, it is considered a protective style. Another one is braids. But here's where it gets tricky. Are braids protective? Absolutely. Are tight braids that have you walking out of the salon like this protective? I don't think so, okay? That is so counterproductive. If you are taking out your braids and your hair and your edges are coming out with it, that's a problem, sis. That's an issue. You didn't protect a damn thing. All you did was damage and harm your hair. It literally makes no sense. You have to be conscious of what is and is not protecting your hair. I think wigs are a really good one too, because you can cornrow your hair, just put the wig on top and you're good to go. The problem with that is technically it's useless. If you are leaving your cornrows in for way too long and you're like smothering your scalp way too often with that wig, it just seems unhealthy to me. And I've seen girls get blatant breakage from like having their hair in braids for too long, whether it's cornrows or singles or whatever the case may be. It can become an issue if you don't know when it's time to take it out, because it can definitely make your hair break off. So be conscious of that. Another thing that I'm confused about regarding weave, leave outs. I don't understand that, because it's like you have your weave. Say I get a leave out and I have straight hair, right? And I have my hair around the part of the leave out. I have to constantly straighten my hair so that my hair can match the weave. Which means that if my hair gets frizzy twice a week, I'm straightening those specific strands twice a week. Say I keep it in for a month. That's me straightening that exact strand 8 times within a month. That sounds very much so counterproductive to me. Sorry, it just seems a bit damaging and I kind of don't understand it. But it's up to you, sis. So that is just something to be mindful of, because in reality, everybody loves a good, cute, protective style, because that means I don't have to do my hair. So that, you know, is definitely a plus. But the problem is whether it is or isn't protecting your hair. So just keep that in mind. And my last tip number 10, is to do treatments. Do hot oil treatments, do protein treatments, do deep conditioning treatments, do whatever that you can, and just really, really treat yourself, okay? Do hair masks, do hot oil treatments, do cool stuff to help moisturize your hair. Whatever it is, do it. Try different things. You might like a certain mask, you might like a certain technique, you might like whatever the case may be. You can find all kinds of stuff on the internet. Do safe treatments on your hair and try to do them often. So those are my 10 tips on how to grow your hair out and how to retain length, okay? All of those were like key in growing my hair out. I am now about 3 inches away from waist length, okay? So you just have to be mindful of those things, because all of those tips are really, really, really important whenever you're trying to grow your hair or retain length, okay? That's all that I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, comment them below. Subscribe for more hair content, and I will catch you guys in my next one.